Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah in Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest reality TV gossip. And even with the Thanksgiving holiday, there is plenty to chat about. And of course, Jeff Lewis was brand new, although a pre tape, which was perfectly fine. Although I cannot wait for Monday when he tells us, hopefully, all about Chump Thanksgiving. And y'all, my DMs, y'all are already sending me pictures of people you think the new guy is. Some of you think it's what do they call him? Joe. What's his nickname? He's been around for a while. Anyways, not Doug's Joe, but a different Joe. And I actually met him at the Hollywood House of Season 1 launch party. I don't know if that's him or not. Y'all remind me his nickname. I cannot remember. Somebody sent me a picture. Y'all are trying to figure out if he was at the Chump Thanksgiving or not. I am just dying. Y'all are the best Jeff Lewis sleuths ever. Well, I hope you have, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, because we have a lot of, we're worldwide Chumpette. So a lot of people do not celebrate Thanksgiving, but a huge chunk of us do. So I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I know there's a lot of us like me who are missing people, either for they've passed away, they don't have a relationship with them, something's going on, they're sick, they're in another part of the country where they couldn't be with them. So for whatever reason, I hope you're dealing with all of that and made the most of the holiday, regardless of any sad moments that you might have had. So, because we all have them and it is part of life. And, anyways, well, let's get into shout out news. And I do want to hear, because I'm not going to talk about it at first. Do you want to chat anything about Heather McDonald's Patreon today? Of course, I cannot let you know all the scoop. And I'm honestly not even able to listen to it until later because I've been so busy. Y'all know all 5 of our kids are home. My husband is off work. So we've just been hanging out and stuff. But, I did try to listen to, I did watch Rick and Kelly this morning from yesterday. And I will be listening to Heather McDonald's Patreon later because she definitely is still chatting about it. But boy, I want to know your thoughts. Even if you don't want me to talk about it, I want you to tell me in comments, if you listen to it, who do you think she's talking about? Who is this person? She says it's a guy, but she could be just like, getting the scent off by saying it's a guy when it's really a girl that is like, has this hate group. She doesn't say if it's Facebook. She doesn't say if it's Reddit, but whatever it is, she really is into this guy that like has this hate group about her. I know a lot of people that are into Heather McDonald and nobody has told me who they think it is yet. Nobody can figure it out yet. So I'm really trying to figure it out. Oh, yeah, somebody just brought up the room. Do y'all like the shelving? Can you see that the wall is actually a dark pink? The olive tree is going to stay. I've got a container coming for it tomorrow. I might kind of mix up my stuff here, but these are kind of different, Jeff Lewis related Bravo events that I've been to. So all of it doesn't fit up here, but anyways, okay, well, let's get into it. We've got lots of interesting pictures and video that were on social media this weekend. So we're going to chat about that. I want to chat about Rick and Kelly's Thanksgiving yesterday that I haven't heard anyone talking about yet. This is a new one. First of all, she gives Heather Dubrow, her arch nemesis, some credit, like lots of compliments. And she kind of is blaming her for getting her off the show. She doesn't use the word fired, but I definitely want to chat about that very soon. And also Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, episode 5, we're going to chat about. And then, of course, Jeff Lewis with Roni's Cy Da Silva and Doug Buden, who I love. I actually like, and I read a comment, I like Cy better on Jeff Lewis Live than I do on Roni. I haven't made that unclear. She's not been my favorite. Oh, y'all don't even look at my nails. I'm going right after this to get my nails done. They are driving me insane. When I wash my hair, you know how the shellac like gets stuck in your hair when you're conditioning it? I'm just picking them off from now on. It's just disgusting. I think I'm going to go a dark brown black. Y'all tell me in comments what color nails I should get. Clearly not going to do red because I don't like doing the same color back to back. I need some fall, winter. Anyways, okay. Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz took a picture with Jax Taylor, and Jax said something like, the band is back together. They are getting so much hate for this, but I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to stand loud and proud because I never put them down for, or I never supported that everyone was not betraying, what's the word? Abandoning, distancing themselves from Tom Schwartz. And now they're all coming back together with him, right? Yeah. So I really think there is something to this season of Vanderpump Rules where Ariana has already alluded to it on social media last week saying, yeah, I think y'all are going to start leaning into Tom Sandoval and y'all are going to be anti-me after this season of Vanderpump Rules. I cannot wait. It comes out in January. Every time I see the promos, it is such a sexy promo. Like whoever made this is amazing. Like, I don't know if Bravo has more money, but they are definitely spending more money on the editing. And we're definitely going to talk about that in regards to Beverly Hills this week too. So that was kind of a shock, but they're getting lots of hate. Like, oh, I can't believe you're back with them. What have you? Even Schwartz for a while seemed to want to distance himself because he was saying they were getting so much hate and all this stuff at their restaurant, Schwartz and Sandy's, right? But I saw a picture recently. Was it last weekend? Like on a Saturday night at like 10 o'clock? It was dead. Now, I don't know if it was fake. It could have been a picture from, 10:30 a.m. on a Tuesday for all I know, but I don't know. I don't know that it has the excitement for that restaurant that it did. Also, something about her. Does anyone have any excitement left for that restaurant opening up? Like even when I'm in LA next month, or yeah, it's not December yet, December 21st and 22nd for the Jeff Lewis live show. I mean, I don't know that I'm going to take time to Uber down to Schwartz and Sandy's. I've kind of lost interest. But what I will do is walk by something about her and just see if anything's going on there, because it's probably not. But my friend Ben Finer on TikTok and Instagram, never Ben Finer, BenFiner, he always keeps me up to date on something about her and all the WeHo stuff. So maybe he'll make us a video for it. Okay, Monroe and Jeff, did everyone see the precious picture that he posted of them? She is getting so big. She just turned 7 in October. She looks more and more like him. Somebody sent me a message trying to say if the egg donor was somebody from some TV show, like I can't remember what show it was. And I'm like, I don't know. But I mean, our very own doser, the queen of doser, Daily Dose of Donna Bowling, she looks very similar. So maybe she's the egg donor. Maybe she's like got all this money in the bank from being an egg donor for Jeff Lewis. Can you imagine? Oh my God. Oh my God. Did you watch The Selection? What's The Selection? I don't know what that is on TikTok. Can you please show us the Pole Coffee reading cup? This is not my exact one. Mine, he boxed it up and it's downstairs. This one, a friend of mine in California gave me of her cup because she wanted it for my thing. So, but this is the cup, and so it's all cleaned out and everything. But that's what you drink. So it's not that much that you have to drink because it's not that tasty. I mean, it's some strong coffee. Oh, I'll put Patrick on this side now. These things kind of cover his face, but oh well. Okay, what else? From the Chump Thanksgiving, we don't have details of everything that happened yet. Crystal Lamas did post a super cute picture of her sitting on Jeff's lap, and it said something like "Happy Thanksgiving from Mom and Dad," which I thought was super cute. That was a post. Okay, so that's where like comments and likes, you can see everything that people write. Within her stories at Crystal Lamas, there was a picture of her and Kelly Dodd sort of hugging. Like it almost reminded me of the picture that Megan and Heather and Kelly Dodd took recently at that wedding. Like I couldn't tell if Kelly really wanted to be in the picture or not. Now we know I'm paying attention to this closely because she keeps saying she wants to be Switzerland. And even on the other days, Rick and Kelly, she was very clear, like, Jeff and I are still really good friends. He always supported us. Heather McDonald wouldn't have us on Juicy Scoop because she didn't want to get canceled after I was fired from Bravo. But Jeff always let us come on Jeff Lewis Live. So I don't know. I just think she's going to end up on not being able to be Switzerland. And she's going to end up on Jeff Lewis and Crystal Lamas' side, even though she said some pretty unpleasant things about Crystal Lamas too recently on her Patreon and her show. So very interesting for that. But it's a really cute picture. Check out Crystal Lamas' Instagram for that. Even cuter, Andy Cohen finally gave us an updated video, not just a picture, of little Lucy in some Louboutin shoes that apparently were a gift from Bevy Smith. How adorable is little Lucy? So as you know, this is November 2023. As of February 22, Andy Cohen made the decision to stop showing his son Ben's face so much. I think he's, getting older. He's almost in kindergarten next year. And he is still showing us Lucy's face, but eventually I think he's going to make the decision to also stop showing her so much on social media because, people come up to them and, people know her name and stuff like that. I look so ratty, y'all. I'm sorry. I planned to put makeup on y'all for y'all, and I just ran out of time, to be honest with you. Because I was listening to the show and chatting with the kids and got out the Thanksgiving dessert, got out the Oreo ball, the Oreo truffles, was snacking on those for sure. But anyways, it's a super cute video of him. She's got these Louboutins on, so cute. And another shocker, Paris Hilton is a mom again. So she has a little girl named London. She doesn't ever give the details, but clearly we know from videos she posts all the time, and she'll be on Watch What Happens Live soon. We know that she probably, assuming, used another surrogate for her child, big brother, Phoenix. But I'm curious to see if my friend Kathy Hilton will tell us, did she know about this in advance? Because remember, Paris did not tell anyone. Oh, I don't know who she told, but she definitely didn't tell her mom, Kathy, that Phoenix was on the way. She surprised her with the baby. Like, how do you keep that a secret from your mom? It was kind of, now we know they've got a long history of mother-daughter stuff, but I'm hoping everything is much better with them now as, that Paris is an adult. But yeah, so interesting. Like, I'm fascinated by that. Okay, so let's chat the Rick and Kelly show. So much to talk about. So this was the Thanksgiving episode. There's no episode today because remember, they record the night before, which would have been Thanksgiving. They were busy at Jeff Lewis's house and put it up today. So yesterday's was recorded Wednesday. They're talking about a comment that they get. They like to read their YouTube comments. They're talking about a comment where somebody basically is putting down Tamra for being included in one of the most, whatever they called it, fabulous, whatever they called it, housewives, powerful housewives or something. And Kelly says, as much as I hate to say it, I have to say that Heather Dubrow has more power. And then she and Rick both talk about the money they have, the $55 million house they sold, the fact that she's got this network starting on Fireside Chat with Mark Cuban as one of the owners. What else? The fact that Dr. Dubrow has his own TV show, all these things. But then what nobody is talking about, and I'm so curious why nobody is talking about this, she goes into the fact that Heather Dubrow got her off the show. She doesn't use the word fired. I think she used the word off the show. So basically she's saying she was the reason that I was got off OC, maybe for Heather Dubrow to eventually come back, or maybe Heather Dubrow didn't agree with all of the things she was saying during COVID, because that's the reason Kelly always gives us for being fired from Bravo, right? They hated that I did this. All these other people from the OC, they vote the same way I do. They think the same way I do. But I wore what'd she wear? The Wives Matter. Did she wear, not Black Lives Matter. She wore the something Wives Matter hat and got canceled, basically. But then she goes into the fact that Heather Dubrow is Jewish and she is really good friends with Alex Baskins and this other producer, this bigwig at Evolution Production. And she says they like being Jewish together. I mean, it was so freaking bizarre, y'all. Drunk Wives Matter, exactly, that hat. She's sitting next to her husband, Rick, who is literally 99% Jewish, or Azanowski, whatever it's called. Just crazy. Like, Kelly, I don't know why she gets on these kicks of talking about her 23andMe and how, this percentage she is and this percentage saying, I identify as, I mean, she just took it a bit far, right? I mean, I don't know if she's trying to get back on good terms with her and Heather Dubrow. It almost was like a compliment, but then bringing in the Jewish thing, I was like, no, that's not why she got you fired. That's not why her and Alex Baskins are probably friends or get along. Like, oh my God, like, it was just driving me crazy. Okay, I'm trying to look in comments. Did y'all decide if you want to chat about Heather's Patreon or not? Y'all are saying she got her fired. If you want me to come back, get rid of Kelly, Heather said. Ooh. Yes, I'm so excited. Some of y'all are able to catch and watch us live today since you're off work. I love it when y'all watch live. It is so much more fun. Dolly Girl says you didn't take it that way. Tell me in comments, Dolly Girl, how you took it that Kelly was saying it. Because this is exactly why I say, for one thing, this is a safe space to chat about things, but also I always want y'all to listen to things yourselves. So this is the Thanksgiving episode, not the Beverly Hills reunion recap show. It's the Rick and Kelly show on YouTube, the Thanksgiving episode, and it starts around 11 minutes into the show. Shout out Zuba. So basically, real quick on Heather's Patreon. Again, I have not listened to it yet today. I will listen to it soon when I take my fall off my front porch and put up all my Christmas stuff real quick. She's still hot. I mean, there's something on this Patreon where she alludes to Jeff being like, what's the guy? Harvey Weinstein. And she talks about some platform, some social platform media that has this hate group against her and is making a lot of money talking about her. It's definitely not me. Y'all don't even want to know how little money I make. So it's definitely not me, but she also calls it a man, says it's a man doing it that's making all this money. So y'all tell me in comments what you think it is. Like, I don't know if it's a Facebook group. There's not really Instagram groups, right? There's Reddit. Like, I don't know what YouTube channel. Like, I don't know, in all due respect, Heather McDonald, I don't know who's talking about you so much and has a hate group about you, especially somebody that's making money off of you. So y'all tell me what you think. Okay. I finally watched, it took me to like 1 a.m. I kept getting distracted. I was trying to answer all of y'all's DMs, which I'm still way behind on. So I apologize for that. Oh, someone on TikTok, someone says, no Hanukkah decorations. Who is that? Yes, absolutely. If you're Jewish, you should have Hanukkah decorations. Is that what you mean? On Reddit, somebody says, okay, so I'm going to have to agree with Jeff. Crystal, like, I don't even know why she's on Beverly Hills. She has zero storyline. She is having this weird conversation with her husband about her brother, Jeff. Her kids are in there, and then they go off to watch a movie. Like, I don't know. I just don't understand why she's even on it. She clearly doesn't need the money. I guess she has a company, which took me 2 or 3 seasons to learn, like a coconut water company. Like, I never even knew that, but she trying to promote that. If she is, she's doing a really bad job of it. Basically, she ends up FaceTiming her brother. I guess the storyline is that during the pandemic, clearly she is Chinese. So clearly she talks a lot about the loyalty within a family and things that you do in a Chinese culture with her family in particular, and how her brother Jeff, like during COVID, they really wanted him to come back to the United States. His fiance at the time could not come back to the United States for whatever reason. So they ended up breaking up, and he's really sad about it. So now she's got regrets about that. I mean, yeah, okay. Y'all said it. Crystal's so boring. Like, seriously. Yes, one of her purses could buy someone a car. That's what I'm saying, though. K-Hef, she's so wealthy already. Like, why does she even need Beverly Hills? Does she want the attention? She's besties with Kathy Hilton. That's an interesting one. Wait, who? She is? Crystal? Oh, that's interesting. I don't really see that on Beverly Hills, but maybe I haven't paid attention. Jake says her coconut water company is really successful and was before the show. It's in all the big box stories. She is boring, though. I agree. What's the name of her company? My mom, God bless her soul, she's almost been gone 5 years now, but she was always into the trendy things, whether it was electronics or whatever. We were watching family videos last night. She was recording one of my births with one of those flip cameras. No, not flip cameras. A flip phone, I think it was called. I don't know what it was. It was a long rectangular, and it was a camera, and you could it was the first, like, way to like email a video or something before smart cameras. And anyways, my mom always had the newest, latest, and greatest, but she was drinking coconut water also before I ever knew about it. So my mom's always been into the things like that. Okay, what did you think? I know when Jennifer Tilly was recently on Jeff Lewis Live, she absolutely wasn't my favorite. I don't see how her and Sutton hang out together, but now I'm realizing just the time Sutton's been on Jeff Lewis Live, the time she was on Cooking Kibitz with Doug, I didn't love her. Like, I don't know. I've now been in her store, her Sutton boutique, twice. The last time the guy Dimitri was, I guess, working, but there's no customers in the store. So, I mean, I guess he's just the human sitting there to it was very nice. We all went there when we were in between the Reality Bites luncheon, brunch, and the Reality Bites dinner. So a couple of us went in, and Dimitri was in there. We saw him on the show last night as her photographer for social media. So I guess he kind of does a few things. He was very nice. She actually had some University of Georgia merch stuff in there, which I thought was interesting. I'd almost forgotten that she is from Georgia. Like, I was just wondering why, because one of my daughters goes to Georgia. And I was like, why does she have this? And he's like, oh, she's from Georgia. She's a big, Georgia fan. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Someone says, name them. That was so weird. Speaking of the editors, the way they're like going back and like putting in clips of things that they were doing, they were kind of making fun of her, like, name them, name them, name them, name them with Kyle. I don't know. I think she and Kyle's friendship is donezo for sure, right? Like, I think she was trying, like Kyle said on last night's show, she was trying to bring up the rumors about Mauricio without, and she was like, that's not what a real friend does. But if you want to do that, like, bring him out. I'm ready to talk about it. So I don't know if that was interesting. Joanne on YouTube says, where is Sutton's store? Sutton's store is in West Hollywood, like all walking distance. So my friend Ben Feiner took us on this walking tour of West Hollywood, and it was so fun. He tells us all these historical things about West Hollywood where he lives, and it's walking distance of like all the places, Tom Tom, and is that Santa Monica? What's that street it's on? Santa Monica Boulevard? I'm getting it all mixed up. It's just a big square, and it's Sutton's boutique is in there somewhere. It's called Sutton, so you can't miss it. Yeah, Jennifer Tilly and Sutton are crazy, and not in a good way, Raquel says on Instagram. Interesting. She did look younger. I mean, you got to hand it to Jennifer Tilly. I mean, just as a whatever, she does look young. She looks really good. I think she's like 65 or 67, so she does. It's not ALW. I'm sad to say. She says, or he, ALW. I bet Sutton's store is so cool. I mean, the first time I went, June of 2022, there was hardly anything in it. This last time I told you about it, there was a little more in it this year, this time when we went, but it's not like a ton of stuff. It's kind of weird. Um, you know, oh my God, Lady Grace. Dolly Parton looks so good on the halftime show. I mean, goals, amazing. Even my kids were like, okay, she can't sing that well anymore because she's old. I'm like, yeah, she's almost 80. Oh my God, she looked amazing. If y'all didn't catch it, Google Dolly Parton in the Dallas Cowboys outfit. I mean, amazing. What else? Okay, why doesn't Erica Jane have a spare bedroom for her mom to sleep in? And even if you don't have like, she's not in a one bedroom house, is she? Like, why did her mom come visit, which she seems super annoyed by? Like, that relationship is so weird to me. So sad, so weird, so uncomfortable. Apparently, there's not a big age gap. And she tells all these stories of like partying with her mom at like 14, 15. So, I think that seems cool when you're a teenager or a preteen like that. But once you grow up, you lose all respect for your mom, and you're like, okay, that was a bunch of crap. Like, she shouldn't have raised me like that. Oh, one bedroom is a closet. That makes sense. But isn't every house 2 or 3 bedrooms nowadays? So she only has 2 bedrooms, y'all say. But so she had a futon to sleep on? Like, put her up in a hotel. Like, I know she doesn't have a lot of money, but she doesn't have $169 for some hotel for her to sleep in? I don't know. I thought it was super awkward, super weird. She seemed very happy for her to leave wherever she went. Garcelle is in a movie called Black Girl Missing that seems super good. I need to watch it. A really good message behind it about how women of color, often when they go missing, are so not reported in the media and given the attention or the care that other women or white women are in particular, obviously. But she is also not starring in it. She is like an executive producer of it. So this meant a lot to her. And then Denise Richards shows up all casual, like in this, like a hoodie or a denim jacket, like everyone else is dressed up. I mean, they were at this fancy restaurant. I haven't even been to this restaurant. It's called, oh crap, where were they at? Blank and Blank. It's a restaurant that it's in Las Vegas also. It's a fancy restaurant. And yeah, it was Celine. Is that how you pronounce it? Because the brand was all over it. Which, you know, it reminded me of Dorit with her like Chanel crap all over herself. But what's that restaurant called though? Oh, y'all are gonna think of it. It's a very it's trendy, then fancy. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, let's get into Beauty and Essex. Thank you, Annette. Today's show was recorded on Wednesday with Cy De Silva from the New Roni. She's in town with her 2 kids and her husband, David. And then Doug Budin was on it. Now, we already knew, if you're a big watcher of Reality Water Cooler, Doug Budin surprised us earlier this week on Instagram Live. That is still up on my Jeff Lewis Obsessed Instagram page. And as all the Reality Water Coolers are under the series. And he told us that he was going to be spending Thanksgiving with his good friend Sal because he is recovering from a surgery and he really can't go out in public and do stuff. So I think it's such a Doug thing to do, to invite Sal over, get comfortable in the beds, eat on TV dinner trays, and just be comfortable, because clearly Sal is going through something medically where he doesn't feel comfortable, or he's medically not able to go out in public, maybe for whatever he's going through. So but Doug shared all of that on a Reality Water Cooler with us. That was very cool. I did notice and he can't talk about it yet because it didn't happen. So they recorded this Wednesday afternoon, and then Monday, I'm assuming, is when he'll talk about it. I am betting, let me know if you're a betting person, because I think a lot of us are, if this new guy is going to be at Christmas with Jeff, like wherever he spends Christmas Eve. It's almost time for your event. Why did that say it's time for me to go live on TikTok? I'm like, I am live on TikTok. Make sure to tap the screen, y'all. It's free. It just gives us a lot of, it brings other Jeff Lewis people to us. If you just tap the screen and give us hearts on TikTok. Thank you. Okay. Jeff's mad at people because they didn't want to work on Friday, and he goes into all this. I do agree with what Jeff said. Everyone does have a price. For some reason, this new John Mayer channel, they were working yesterday and today. Why? Or is he already on? Is John Mayer actually working it? Is this him on the show, or is it just all of John Mayer's music? Like, I'm sort of confused by this. Like, doesn't John Mayer like travel a lot and go on tour a lot? Like, how is he going to have time for this? I don't even know. Somebody tell me in comments what John Mayer's show on Sirius X, or the channel, what it even is. Like, I've heard of channels where they just play all their music all the time, and that makes sense to me, but I don't understand him having a channel. Okay, thank you. We're not a political show, so thank you for your political statements, but we're not a political show one way or another. So not anti anything, just we're not going to that. We don't discuss that stuff. Except for say, be a nice human. That's what we can discuss. Be a nice human to everyone. Okay. Cy brings the alcohol. 50 people. Okay, so I don't know who she's. It sounds like aunts and a lot of cousins. That's a lot of people to bring alcohol for, though. And she says she brings it. Now, how do you do this? She must. I don't think you can travel. I guess you can, but you wouldn't want it to break. She must travel from New York. I think she lives in Brooklyn. She must travel from Brooklyn to LA and then go and buy all the alcohol, right? Or have it shipped there. I mean, she's an influencer. She probably gets this crap for free. Sounds like her husband gets all of her gifts for free, like Her birthday was actually yesterday, but they recorded this on Wednesday. So she had already gotten flowers from her team and all these people. Oh, I'm seeing lots of people that haven't joined live in so long because of work. So it's so good to see all y'all chumpettes. Oh, mute them, someone says. Oh, is it a bot? Oh. If they say anything more, I'll try to mute them. But anyways, okay. I haven't seen them come up at all anymore. They might have got off. Who knows? What else? So Sai's love language is getting gifts. Jeff's is not. Neither is mine necessarily. I'm with Jeff. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Oh, you just blocked them. It's a bot. Block it. I don't know. But if you block them, that just blocks them from you. Okay, I'm wasting too much time on this. If they come back up again, I will. But anyways, but Jeff prefers to give gifts. Now, I prefer to give gifts if it's something I know somebody will love. I know it's the right color, the right size, the right brand. But other than that, I think the holidays is so stressful. Like, I'm not about just giving money because that just is seen so impersonal and so like people don't, some people do. Some people in my life just don't need the money. So, although my kids always think they need money, right? But anyways, I'm not into that. That's just not my love language. Tell me if you've done those evaluations and what your love language is, because Jeff is so into what people's love language are for like months. He loves to ask every guest that comes on. You sound like the watcher. Nobody else has said there's anything wrong. Check, 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 check. That make it really loud. Does my audio sound fine? Oh, y'all like my new sweater? Oh my God, his love language is drama. Words of affirmation is yours. That's really not mine. I think I'm so, I don't know. I don't know that I have a love language. I don't know. I need to, somebody remind me what they all are. Acts of service, words of affirmation, gift giving for sure is one. Yeah. Pat says, I'm a gift giver like Jeff, but you're not comfortable getting gifts. Yeah, I think a lot of people think that, right? For sure. I'm a giver. I like hugs. Oh, that is one. Physical touch. Oh my God, I love getting and giving hugs. My love language is do what I say. I love that. That's kind of how I'm as a mom. Why? Because I said so. What else? Okay, Jeff is super focused on his neck. So he talks about the things he's had done or like watching himself on TV for all 11 seasons of flipping out. And then he was off the air for like 3 or 4 years before Hollywood House Lift actually came on the Amazon, right? So now he's obsessed. He got his teeth fixed, which I will tell you, and I shared with y'all after the first time. So the first time I met him in person was at a meet and greet at the Jeff Lewis Live show in Burbank, November 2021. I don't remember anything about his teeth that night. Like, I just don't even think I looked. I was probably just chatting with him and didn't even think to look at his teeth. I was chatting with all the other chumps. But the few times I did meet him at the launch party, June of 2022, you could tell there were some parts of his bottom teeth that just felt like they needed to be done. The top teeth looked great, but I was so close up to him, you could see the bottom one. So I was actually glad that he had his bottom teeth done. As some of us get like the darkening in between your gums or in between your teeth and stuff, he just had that a little bit. So, but I'm glad. And he even smiles on today's show, right? Well, I guess it was taken Wednesday, but he's smiling on that. He's showing his teeth. He is coloring his hair, I think, a little blonde. I kind of like it with a little bit of gray. Like, it took me a while for Andy Cohen to start turning gray, and now I love him with gray hair. Like, I wouldn't want to see Andy Cohen dye his hair at all anymore. Like, I am so into Andy Cohen with the gray hair, so into Anderson Cooper with the gray hair. Like, Jeff, I like it a little less blonde. Like, the picture is looking a little bit blonde. So, anyways, I don't know why I brought that up. I guess because he's into his neck. Then they talk about Sai being a bartender for 10 years. She said she could make did she say $3,500 a night? That's crazy money. Like, that's like living a night. Now, I realize bartending, your big nights are like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe. But to make that kind of money for 4 different nights of the week, that's insane. Like, I almost think she should go back to being a bar. No, I guess she makes more money as an influencer, right? Andy's hair is tweaked. You think he adds gray to it? Now I'm curious. Yes, Jake says physical touch is another. Oh, that's sweet. Darla says your love language is acts of service or cooking and feeding people. Mine is definitely not cooking and feeding. I do not understand how y'all people like to cook. I was boiling eggs the other day to make my sister-in-law's boiled egg or deviled egg recipe. This, and besides one COVID year where we had one of our family members had COVID, so we were going to have my brother's family was going to come outside, and we were going to, before she got COVID, we were going to set up a picnic outside of my long driveway and be like safely distanced. We had to cancel. But other than yesterday, it's the only time it's just been the 7 of us at our family. We usually either host people, we go somewhere, we go to our other family's houses, but a lot of them just wanted it to be us 7 yesterday. So it was kind of weird, but it was actually nice. 2 of them's boyfriends came over later, 2 of the adult kids, but other than that, it was just the 7 of us. It was really nice. Yeah, Sherry says just doing the turkey and stuffing wore me out. It's exhausting. And then we ate at 1:30. So there was some things that the kids were still fixing that morning that would be fresh and warm, like the mashed potatoes and the macaroni and cheese. Then they left it on low while we were eating in the dining room table. So then the bottom of the pans burned. The macaroni and cheese dried out. I ended up throwing it all away. So no one had that for leftovers. The mashed potatoes I salvaged, so they were so good, so creamy. They did the Paula Deen recipe that I usually do, which is like cream cheese, Yukon potatoes, butter, cheddar cheese, garlic, salt and pepper. I mean, so easy, so good. Yeah, but trying to get everything ready at one time and eat. And then they, of course, went upstairs to get all fancy and put makeup on and their clothes and flat iron their hair and all this stuff. I don't think we took one family picture, not one of the 7 of us. I don't know that I posed for one picture. Like literally, we're so bad about taking pictures. And I know we'll regret that. You know what I mean? Like I know kids want to see pictures of their family. On birthdays growing up, we're always really good about getting one picture of me and Brian around the birthday kid and then whoever else. But we're really good about just making that birthday be the one birthday kid picture. Oh, Christina says Carney has a good mashed potato recipe. I mean, Carney's recipes are amazing. Like she loves to cook. The fact that she is losing all this weight by being healthy and making good food choices, no sugar, no gluten, and still baking and cooking is insane. I don't know how she's doing that for sure. Pat says, I never knew that macaroni and cheese were a thing at Thanksgiving until this year. Now I hear a lot of families have that. Is it a Southern thing? I don't think we've always had macaroni and cheese, but we've always done like a potluck where different people bring a bunch of stuff. So I know sweet potato casserole is very common where I'm at. Green bean casserole. None of my family wanted green bean casserole this year. Mashed potatoes. We did asparagus. Does anyone else's pea smell like asparagus? And you always forget. Like I went to the bathroom yesterday and I'm like, good God, what is that disgusting? And then I'm like, oh, I ate asparagus. And like the next 3 or 4 times I went to the bathroom, oh, the pee just, and for some reason, that's a chemical thing within each person's body. Like not everyone that eats asparagus has their urine smell like that. Isn't that so weird? Yeah. Oh, I love vegetables. See, I'm dark meat of turkey, very little. I'm way more into the vegetables and dessert for sure. Oh, turnips. I don't even know how to make those. Oh, somebody else had asparagus on Instagram, green bean casserole, a casserole lover. I mean, yeah, I love casserole. But we can never even eat a full 9 by 13. You would think a family of 7, we could eat a full meal and we just can't. Oh, Jake says he's coming to, now I don't know how to make it, Jake. Are you Jake from Kansas? Sweet potato casserole. I'm coming to Texas. Love that stuff. Yes. And my sister-in-law puts the mini marshmallows all over it. So I know there's some people that do the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows and some that don't. Oh, Eliza says I should replace the Paige Davis card with the Jeff Lewis picture, and it would look great with something Jeff Lewis. Yeah, I'll put up a picture of Jeff Lewis at one point. I never print pictures, so I need to. Yeah, maybe I'll get a just one picture of me and Jeff, my favorite picture. I'll have to figure out what it is. Oh, thank you, G. Everything looks so awesome, Sister Sarah. What else do you want to chat about? Oh, Ruth Chris has a sweet potato casserole. I love Ruth Chris Steakhouse. My husband thinks it's funny that I love it because he took me to it in Toronto on our way to a friend's wedding in 2008. And I was amazed that they put butter on the steak, and I was dying. I loved it so much. And he's like, I've taken you to really nice steakhouse and you go crazy over Ruth's Chris. And I'm like, I don't care. The butter on that steak was delicious. Shout out Michelle. What else? We have just a few more minutes. Everything will go up as a replay like normal. It will go up as a podcast, Jeff Lewis Obsessed. Make sure you're following me, subscribing, liking, comment. All of that stuff helps, especially if you're watching on the replay. There are many, many, many of you that cannot join live. So they all want to comment with you and have a conversation in comments too. So wherever your platform is that you're watching this on, just comment there, and people love to have conversations with y'all. Ooh, butter with a sprinkle of flaky sea salt. I did use on my, I've got all the different saltery salts, a lot of them, and I used the garlic flavored one on my asparagus. So I did use that on there. Wait, Annette says, let's talk about how Wednesday's show video isn't posted. Wednesdays from Wednesday, or like, I don't know. I probably didn't watch. I did watch the commercials, so that means it was up. Oh, AK Pate. Sarah, when will you be able to tell us the big things coming your way? As soon as I'm given the go ahead and as soon as I get the details. I still have a couple more meetings about one thing, and to finalize all those details. But yeah, anyways, Jeff Lewis video is what it is on SiriusXM app. Ooh, Pinot Noir salt is excellent on a fillet of steak. Is that from Saltery, Christina? I don't have that one salt. They have a lot of salts at saltery.store. And it's a local, I think it's a small female-owned company in, like, I'm saying this wrong, Delaware, Massachusetts, Maine, somewhere up there. Really bad with the one with Tracy Tudor is not up. I don't know. Could it be because I don't know. I mean, y'all realize we have like a week in between when Kian's last day was and when this new social media guy, Sam, is starting. So, there might be some things like, remember how every Sunday I was always putting up this little story of all the guests. And then Jeff Lewis started doing that. So I thought, well, fine, I'll just screen record his and put his up. But then he didn't have one up, probably because Kian is, leaving or left. So I don't know. And I, like y'all, noticed that Kian didn't seem to be in the, now maybe Kian was the one taking the picture. Maybe that's why Kian wasn't in the Chump Thanksgiving picture. But I noticed he was supposed to be at the Chump Thanksgiving and then he wasn't. So maybe plans change. Maybe he's sick. That producer, what's her name? Naya? She's been sick for like 2 weeks. I remember when she was real sick and she was at work and they were like, you need to go home. And she's like, I'm going home right now. And she's been out. So that's why I think we've been hearing Alyssa on the radio more and on the Jeff Lewis After Show. She's probably stepping in and doing that producer's job. So yeah. Yeah, he was supposed to be there, Pat. Margaret on YouTube says, I wrapped my asparagus in maple flavored bacon and cooked it on the grill till the bacon was crispy. And this, my friends, is why I go to restaurants. That sounds delicious to me, but I don't think I'm wrapping. Why didn't I wrap mine in bacon? I could even do that. I don't know. I think I could. Shout out Jennifer on TikTok. User, don't get too famous and leave us. You're the best part of the afternoon. Never, ever, ever. I love chatting with y'all. And as long as there's somebody to chat with, I will be here at 12 o'clock Pacific, Monday through Friday for sure. And it always goes up as the replay. Oh, wait, what? I see you on Instagram. Thoughts on Garcelle dragging Dorit and alleging her robbery was fake in next week's preview. Oh, I'm really bad about watching the previews. As soon as the show is over on Bravo, I turn it off. And I also never watch those first 7 minutes of clips that people post on Instagram. I never watch that stuff. I fast forward through the previews. I fast forward through the review, the summary of last week's. I literally just watched the show. Oh, Denise, welcome, first timer. Well, we are going to wrap it up. I hope you have an amazing day. I'm going to start getting Christmas stuff out with the family. We're going to make our front porch be Christmas instead of fall. I've got a super fun birthday to go out with tomorrow night with like 10 other girls for my girlfriend's birthday. So a lot of fun stuff ahead, and I will definitely share any and all good news in good time. Some of it I need permission for, and I'm waiting to find out when I can say, and some of it I'm just waiting for meetings. Keep manifesting good things. I'm still waiting on an amazing email to come through. So, some things I don't even know what's going to happen, but just a lot of really good things are on the table, should we say, right? They're being presented to me. So anyways, keep manifesting good things for all of us. I would really, really appreciate it. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, we're going to buy our tree this weekend. We get a real tree, so we'll go this weekend, Carol. Bye, everyone. Bye, Chumpats.